You're listening to the Holistic Spaces podcast brought to you by Mindful Design Feng Shui School. Episode 228, Our Favorite Crystals and Why. Welcome to episode 228 of the Holistic Spaces podcast, where we hope to inspire, educate, and empower you to create your own holistic spaces that nurture and resonate with you. Anjie Cho and Laura Morris are the founders of the Mindful Design Feng Shui School. We teach Feng Shui online at mindfuldesignschool.com. Be sure to sign up for our mailing list for special free workshops and opportunities that are only available for our newsletter subscribers. You can visit mindfuldesignschool.com and scroll down. You'll see an opt-in box for our mailing list, or you can look in the show notes on whatever podcast app you're listening to this on. So for this week, Laura and I compiled our favorite crystals, and we'll tell you why.
That's right. We made a list, and we have 5 categories. And I was putting together these categories, and I realized there's lots more than just these ones, but we're starting with 5 categories. And the 5 categories, because we thought instead of us just talking about, oh, I like this one for this and I like this one for this, we'd break it down into categories as opposed to just talking about the crystal and saying what it's good for. So the first category is for favorite crystals for protection. The second is crystals for our favorites for success. Third category is our favorite crystals for connecting with intuition. The fourth is favorite crystals for clearing negative chi. And the fifth is favorite crystals for love and for heart healing. And as I was saying, we have lots more categories, and we'll probably do a part 2. We'll do another podcast with a part 2 with more categories. So we will start with, then I picked one and Anjie picked one. So we're going to talk about, and then we're going to just talk briefly about them each. So favorite crystals for protection. I picked smoky quartz. I have a big piece of smoky quartz somewhere behind me here. And they are kind of the workhorse of absorbing negative energy. Really good for cleansing. They're a really great grounding stone, and they help you tap into strength in difficult times. And so, and I feel that too. I feel like it's like, I've got something that I'm not feeling. Okay, I'm going to just, I'm going to grab that smoky quartz. It really does feel, you feel that, that support from it for me. Anjie, what is yours?
So one of my favorite crystals for protection is the tiger's eye. And tiger's eye is this very, I think, in a way, very earthy stone in terms of the colors, because it's like yellow and gold and browns. And it is a balance and combination of earth chi and also the chi of the sun, because it's very golden and there's like this luminosity to it. And if you if you have one around, or if you want to search for one on the internet, you can see that you would really see all of that in it. And so for me, it embodies both yin and yang, and that it has that energy of the earth and the sun, and it's very grounding, which is very protective for me, just like Mother Earth is always there to protect you. And Laura just told me that there's a fun fact about tiger's eye. Do you want to share?
Fun fact: Roman soldiers wore tiger's eye for protection. And I think, you can really see, it's like there's the sun trapped in a little earth. It's pretty cool. So we've also put a little for each of these categories. For the ones that we've mentioned, we're going to talk how you can use it. So for both, I mean, you can wear both if you wanted. I definitely think for tiger eye, it's one where you could wear it, and Roman soldiers carried it around. And I would say for both, you could place it in the Dai Chi, which is the center of your home, or the center. This is working with the Bagua, the center of your home or the center of a room. Or, again, smoky quartz would also be a really good one to wear as well. When you're talking about protection, this way you can kind of take it with you, right? And then if you place it in the center of your home, it's sort of whatever you put in the center in feng shui, in the center in the tai chi, it impacts the whole home, right? It kind of reverberates throughout. So it's a good spot to put it in when we're talking about protection. Okay.
And then next is our favorite crystals for confidence and success.
Mm-hmm.
And Laura, you want to share first?
Yes. Mine is citrine. I love citrine. And Anjie, you can tell them Anjie made me a citrine necklace, which is on it. So
I
excited.
did.
I know.
I
It's
mailed
on its
it
way.
yesterday,
Sent me a picture
and
of it.
I sent her a picture of some jewelry, and she's like, not my style. And then I was like, well, what about this? And she's like, oh yeah, I guess so. And then I said, oh, it's yours. And then now she's all happy about it. So
Yeah, no, I thought I like citrine because you asked, you're like, what do you think of this? And I'm like, I don't know why you're asking me. I was like, I don't know. It was I don't even know what the stone was. And then you sent me the picture of it. And oh yeah, I really like citrine. That's like one of my favorites. You're like, okay, it's yours. And I was like, what? Yeah.
yeah, well, so
So
I was making a tantric mala, and with Citrina, it actually started it in 2020, and then I left it, and then I only finished it this past weekend. And while I was finishing it, I was thinking, oh, I think this is for Laura. And it wasn't, because it wasn't for me. So I bought more citrine beads to make myself one, but this one was for Laura. And it's very golden actually, because
yeah.
it has gold beads, it has gold wire, and it's gold and golden citrine. So we'll have to have Laura share
Yeah,
pictures
I'll
of
have
it.
to. Yes, I will. I'll share a picture.
Yeah,
So,
we'll twin
yeah.
it once I make my own.
So citrine is really great for getting out of your own way. It's a good one. It opens path for you. It helps you with confidence when you have self-doubt, which, it conducts. It's also an abundance stone. But I think it's considered an abundance stone mostly because of it's about your ability to strengthen your own resolve. So to be confident, to be successful, to move forward, to have that path open up for you. And it really, I have a big chunk as well on a chain, but it's not super easy to wear because it's really kind of cumbersome. So I just keep it next to my bedside table. But I really do like citrine. It's a really powerful stone for me. Anjie, what do you pick?
So I picked carnelian, which is a reddish with, like, it has an orangish tinge. So it's orange with sorry, it's red with orange, a little bit of orange. It's less of a cool red, but more of a warm red. And it's a stone that is related to courage, vitality, and that red color. It's almost like a vermilion, but more red. It's definitely warmer. In Since it's that red color in feng shui, we connect that red color to that vitality, like chi. It's like the color of our blood. And when we can be courageous, when we can be prosperous, when we can feel vitality, is when we have the most abundance. So red really embodies that life chi energy. So
Yes.
carnelian would be a great one when you want to feel more confident and have the vitality to succeed, for more confidence in your life. And for these stones, like Laura and I talked about, like, you could wear them like in jewelry. Like, that's one of my favorite ways to work with crystals. You could place the citrine in the center of your home, or you can also place it in the abundance area of the Bagua map if you know how to lay that out. And same with carnelian. You could place that in the center of your home, or you can place carnelian in Li position, which is related to fame and your inspiration, in if you know how to lay the Bagua. So those are great ones to use and activate your feng shui map.
The next category are feng shui crystals for connecting with intuition. And I picked one of my all-time favorites, which is selenite. Selenite is a stone, it doesn't have a lot of hardness. It's a bit of a softer stone, and it comes in, you can get it in many different forms. It carves, it's almost like soapstone. Like it has that, it's that soft stone. It's white though. It's an almost an iridescent white, kind of a milky white, and it's sort of translucent. Like you can't see through it, but it's not opaque. And I have a very large piece that I keep. It's sitting right behind me and in my office, and it is connected to the subconscious intuition. Selenite, it derives from the word moon, right? Or it's like the goddess of the moon. And so there's a lot about insight. It's about connecting with your yin side, that moon side. And the image that whenever I think of selenite, I always sort of think of that, of the card, the high priestess card in tarot. It sort of embodies all of those qualities of it, really connecting with that subconscious and intuition. And it's just a really beautiful, it's very accessible too, I feel, as a stone. It's easy to find. Like, I think most of the stones that we picked, we intentionally picked stones that aren't too hard to find as well.
So one of my favorite crystals for connecting to intuition is lapis lazuli. And lapis lazuli is a very rich blue, typically on the darker side. And it is that color dark blue is related to the Bagua area called Gun, which is also known as knowledge, your skillfulness, your self-cultivation. And so it's a great stone to use simply for the color to invoke that Bagua energy of Gun position, which is knowledge, self-cultivation, and skillfulness and spirituality. And lapis lazuli is also said to assist with your spiritual development and your journey, your personal growth and self-awareness. And it's I think lapis lazuli is on a little bit more of a expensive side, but definitely a great one to work with. And I also love the connection that it has with the blue color with the chakras, has to do with your throat chakra and your voice, which is connected to, I think, for a lot of people, your spiritual development. So for selenite and for lapis lazuli or other crystals that help you connect with your intuition, with the lapis lazuli, you could place that in Gun position, which is on the Bagua map. So, you can listen to one of our Bagua map episodes to see where to locate that. And then, if you can afford a large piece of selenite, you can place it in your home to create a more peaceful home and to connect you to your intuition. Or you can get really small ones as well, like rounded palm stones. And yeah, you can get pretty affordable small pieces of selenite.
Yeah.
Just be careful. It's water soluble. Don't
It
put it.
is. Yeah. It's not one that you can clear with. You do not want to put it near salt water or do anything like that with it.
Unless you want it to disappear.
Unless you want it to dissolve. Yeah. And that actually brings us to the next category, because we have our favorite crystals for clearing negative chi. And the one I picked is clear quartz, straight up clear quartz. And if you have a stone like selenite or any stone really, and you want to clear those stones just by putting it near clear quartz, that's a way to clear those stones. So you can do it that way, as opposed to, exposing them to sunlight or anything like that, or doing anything. Just clear quartz is good for that, because clear quartz has the ability to absorb, to restore, to release energy, right? It's a great, super accessible, beautiful stone. And it looks like ice. It's clear. It's really beautiful. It comes in, there's different kinds of quartz. So this would be the clear quartz. And it also, if you're a person that is good at, or wants to, or is exploring or plays with stones and crystals, you can amplify, like if you're doing grids or doing anything like that, or just using it, it'll amplify other stones that you have. So let's say you can't afford to buy a giant piece of amethyst or something, but a piece of clear quartz is much more accessible. You can team them up together, right? Anjie, what's yours?
So, a crystal that I like to use to clear any challenging chi is black tourmaline. It's very purifying and transformative, and any kind of black stone, what black can do, just like a like a black pavement absorbs the heat in the summer. Black can absorb chi, so it can take and transmute the chi. So it's purifying, it's transforming, transmuting, and it can clear any kind of negative um, or challenging energies. So, for instance, I like to. I guess we're getting into how to use it, but oh, we already
That's
yeah.
okay. Yeah.
So like I particularly since the pandemic, and I wrote about this in my book actually, is since we're on these video conferences more often, like Zoom, and you're sometimes in these Zoom events with a lot of people that you normally wouldn't invite into your home, they're suddenly like their chi can go into your spaces. And so I created a little black tourmaline grid at my desk with a piece in each corner, setting the intention that any chi that's coming in from like a Zoom meeting or coming in through my computer does not have permission, is not permitted to go beyond that grid unless it's invited to do so explicitly by me. So there's different ways that you can do that to create like a little like energetic grid to help to clear any chi that wants to come through, and to also protect from other chi. You can also, it's also said to help to balance other invisible energies like electromagnetic fields and so forth.
Yeah. So Angie mentioned for the black tourmaline, you can make a grid. For the quartz, you can place it anywhere, right? Again, it's a crystal that's good for everything. But again, as I mentioned, you can use it to clear or amplify other stones that you have as well. The last category we have is favorite crystals for healing, for love and for heart healing and self-love and all that kind of nurturing heart stuff. I picked rhodonite. Rhodonite is red. It's like a pinky red. It's an opaque stone. And it is known for healing, right? It's a very quick healing stone, and it promotes self-love, kindness, heals, for healing your own heart. If you've had a tough breakup, it's a great stone for that. Angie, which one did you pick?
And I picked rose quartz. So rose quartz is a type of quartz, but it's rose colored. So it has like a rosy to pale pink tone, depending on what kind of rose quartz you have. It's, all of these are natural occurring substances, so they vary. But rose quartz is a type of clear, or a type of quartz that isn't clear, but it has a pinkish rosy tint to it. And that rose color, that pink color in Feng Shui is related to our mother element. It's related to the area of the Bagua map that's connected to our partnership, our romantic relationships, and unconditional love, like that love that a mother has for their child. So rose quartz can also invite that unconditional love for heart healing. And it's considered one of the most important stones in this respect. And it has a lot of energy that's related to trust and self-worth. It can invite in new love, heal a broken heart. It can support existing love. It's very heart focused in a high vibrational way. So I think for both of our stones that we suggested, the rhodonite and the rose quartz, a wonderful way to use this in your home feng shui wise is to place a stone like rhodonite or rose quartz at your bedside table, so it's very close to your heart.
Yeah.
And it's close to you while you're sleeping to support you, because they both have very soft chi, soft energy. and healing energy, especially when you're inviting this in for that intention. And then there's also that area, the Bagua map that I mentioned called Kun position, but it's if you look at the Bagua map, it's usually a pink color, and it's sometimes called marriage, partnership, romantic relationship. And it's related to that unconditional love and healing of the heart that we're talking about.
Yeah. So those are our 5 categories for this, for our favorite crystals. And yeah, we have lots more. So we'll probably do a follow-up. We'll do a part 2.
Yeah. And actually, are you wearing are you wearing pearl earrings?
No, that's silver. No.
Oh.
And I don't even have my amber. I took my amber ring off. I had an amber ring
Oh,
on.
do you usually wear amber?
Yeah, I have an amber ring, and then I have my my jadeite ring. I don't have them on because I didn't want to crack it.
Oh, well, I just thought we could end real quick with like just a little last thing. So you can talk about, what do you talk about, jadeite or amber, why you like to wear it?
Okay, well, the amber ring is for an Feng Shui adjustment that we do, just because it's a non-metal ring. But for the jadeite ring that I have on is jade. It's connected to, well, jadeite. It's a whole thing. We actually have a whole podcast about it. But is about prosperity and abundance, but it's also it's a strong protection stone, right? It's a stone for protection. And it's a very, very, very high quality jade. It's the most expensive jade you can get is jadeite. It's like the one where you can find it in purple and white and green. And I actually have a jade bangle that I got when I was in China as well. That's got purple. It's called lavender jadeite. It's gorgeous. And that is all about protection. And you're supposed to, you wear the bangle on the same at the wrist as your heart is on. So your left wrist, so that it protects your heart and your body. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so today I'm wearing a labradorite necklace, yeah, which I really love. And it's right. Well, a necklace is great because it's also near your heart. For me, it's between my heart and my throat chakra. So it's working with that chi. And labradorite is also wonderful for your wisdom and to bring down kind of that intelligence and connect to your the spiritual realm. And then I have a tantric mala that I made, the first one I made, which was rutilated quartz, which I also love too. So rutilated quartz is like a clear quartz with, in this case, threads of gold. I think I don't know some kind of mineral that has a gold tone flecked throughout it. So I really love this. And I think that rutilated quartz is great for healing and smoothing out like energy and rebuilding your chi supplies, which is what I need right now. Yeah. So next time we do this, we'll just do an impromptu. What are we wearing today? What crystals are we wearing today?
I'll bring a bunch.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for listening to another episode of the Holistic Spaces podcast. You can tune in every week for a new podcast episode. If you like our podcast, please share it with others. Subscribe on your podcast app, leave a review. You can always support us by visiting our website at mindfuldesignschool.com. You can check out our certification, any mini courses we may be offering, and you could sign up for our mailing list there. You go down to the bottom of mindfuldesignschool.com, the main page, and you can opt in there, or you can look at your show notes. There'll probably be an opt-in box for a newsletter, and we have special events and workshops and content only for our newsletter subscribers. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week.